Apple just announced all the iPhone 17 models, and whether you're looking at the Pro models or the regular 17 or the brand new iPhone 17 Air, I want to help you decide because even though I wasn't at the event and I haven't seen the phones in person, I've been just going through Apple's website to dig through the details to share with you what you should be looking out for if you are upgrading to any of these models. Down below are all the different timestamps, so jump around to your favorite section or watch the entire video. Why not? The very first iPhone I want to start with is the iPhone 17, which honestly feels like it's a 17 Pro Lite. By the way, what the heck happened to the black iPhone 17 Pro? That low-key is very sad. Nonetheless, if you're looking at a iPhone 17, this is a great device. Like seriously, I was looking at the iPhone 17 Pro and 17 side by side, and there are so many similarities, it's ridiculous. The very first upgrade of many is something that people have been demanding since 1901 because Android phones have had higher refresh rate displays. I still have the iPhone 16e, which is a device that doesn't have it, but I also have higher refresh rate displays like in my Z Fold 7. So if you are somebody that's gaming day to day, you're going to have a smoother experience. And this helps battery life as well, because when your display is stagnant and you're just doing light things, it can scale down to 1 hertz. So 1 hertz all the way up to 120 hertz is going to be beneficial and improve your experience. And finally, we don't have to have this debate because honestly, I was sick of it. The next huge thing is going to be entry level storage, which is now going to be 256 instead of 128 across the board. And the nice thing on that is that not only do you get more storage, but it's the same price as last year's iPhone 17. What's also good is that you get a new ultra wide camera. It's going to be the same 48 megapixel as this, and it's a dual fusion camera. And all I will say is that just judging from what I've been able to get out of this dual fusion camera on the iPhone 16e, I'm pretty sure you're going to be okay with 2 of them giving you a nice ultra wide and a nice main wide lens. I will link down below a couple of videos on this device here, the iPhone 16e, so you can go and look at just the camera performance if you want to do that. Now, what is huge is at the front, you have a square selfie camera that's 18 megapixels. So it's a square sensor, which means you no longer have to do that whole like squeeze everybody into the photo and try to like bend or hold the phone and also take the picture at the same time, right? You can just simply do it by holding the phone out in front of you just with one hand. You also get center stage here, and with the 18 megapixels, this should bring a huge improvement to the quality of the photos. And this applies again across the board. That's why I keep saying that if you look at like even the pro devices, yes, they have like those pro capabilities like ProRes and ProRAW and everything, right? You're not really missing out on a lot if you're buying the iPhone 17 for $799, because you're getting a phone that's almost like the Pro device, but $300 cheaper. Now, if you thought that with the display, the 120 hertz was good enough, with the display, you're getting a bigger screen size of 6.3 inches. And what's cool is that you have 3000 nits of peak brightness, which is just amazing. I mean, outdoor visibility should not be a problem whatsoever. Not to mention that on the front and back, now the glass has ceramic shield too. I don't know how durable that's going to be. I have easily scratched iPhones in the past that have ceramic shield, so that is all going to be things that I'm going to test out for you. So if you want to see those videos when they come out, make sure to subscribe to the channel. Now, I want to move on to the internals, and here's where I found a couple interesting things, right? With the A19 compared to the A19 Pro, which is in the Pro models. So if you compare this to the iPhone 17 Pro, you just have one less core of GPU. Go to Apple's website and look at it for yourself. All you're missing is one core on the GPU, which means when gaming or when doing graphics intensive things, you're going to have less performance, but it's not going to be something that's going to be a huge deal. Another interesting internals thing is with the battery. So on the 17 Pro, you are going to get 33 hours, and on the iPhone 17, you get 30 hours of video playback. Now, how I wanted to translate this estimate for myself is by going to the iPhone 16e and looking at that comparison. So if you've been on my channel, I have shown that the iPhone 16e has really good battery life, and it easily gets me through the day. So the iPhone 16e can do 26 hours compared to the iPhone 17's 30 hours. That means it's automatically going to have better battery life than even the iPhone 16e. And it's just a few hours short of what you're getting on the Pro phone. Now I'm going to switch back to the iPhone 17 and 17 Pro. I want you to go to this list and just scroll down for yourself, okay? You are going to see it is so similar. There's so many things here across the board. Like, for example, in camera, okay, the Pro phones have the 4x and the 8x, but on the iPhone 17, you will get ultra wide, which is the 0.5x, 1x, and 2x. And then the major key difference here is that in the iPhone 17 Pro, you have the Pro Fusion camera, but in the iPhone 17, you have the dual fusion camera system. Trust me, you're fine with dual fusion because the Pro camera system comes with a lot of pro capabilities that if I am so certain that the average user is not using those things. And if you're not taking advantage of it, because they're both made out of aluminum, and honestly, if you ask me, I like the look of the regular iPhone 17 way better than the Pros this year. So if that's you, save yourself the $300 and go for the iPhone 17. And if you thought that you're going to get like faster charging or something like wirelessly on the iPhone 17 Pro compared to the 17, nope, they're exactly the same. 25 watts for both devices, and that is with the 30-watt adapter or higher. So honestly, the iPhone 17, huge upgrade this year, lots of improvements. It may look the same, but trust me, it is like a whole different phone. The next iPhone I want to move to is the iPhone 17 Air, which is actually just called iPhone Air, which tells me that they're probably not going to be refreshing this as often, but you might be concerned about battery life. That might be one of the things, or maybe the single camera. I am going to share my experience of the iPhone 16e because I compared it to this. Why? Because this has the C1 chip. The iPhone 17 Air has the C1X, which is the next iteration of that chip. And I can tell you from personal experience, not only did I not have any trouble traveling outside of the US in terms of cellular connectivity, but it is also a really efficient chip. And where that really matters is with batteries. So if you go to the bottom where they show video playback times, the iPhone 16e is rated for 26 hours and the iPhone Air is rated for 27 hours, which automatically tells me that the battery life shouldn't be that bad because Apple is generally really good with these estimates, right? So you can get one more hour on the iPhone Air, which is pretty amazing. Now, what's also amazing is just how thin this phone is going to be. If you have not experienced this in person, one way to do it ahead of time is with the Z Fold 7. It's exactly as thin as this. And to put this more in perspective, take two camera memory cards, stack them together, and that's about as thin as or as thick as the device is. It's really something amazing. Now, what's also really amazing is that this got a lot of love. Like, for example, it has the titanium frame. It has the space black and gold colors that typically are reserved for the pros. And on top of that, it has the A19 Pro chip, which is, again, coming from the pros. And as I was just talking about the iPhone 17, or even if you compare it to the 16e, that's one more core of GPU performance. Not that you are probably going to need it, but it's nice to have. The single camera is nothing to be worried about. And if I'm just going based on my experience with the iPhone 16e. If you want to see any of those results, I will link a bunch of videos down below. You could just go watch those and you will see that the camera is a 2-in-1 system, right? But in the iPhone 17 Air, you've got the dual fusion camera. So automatically it should be a better camera. And if I'm not wrong, I think it's probably the same wide lens from the iPhone 17 and the 17 Pro. And I also love that this does have sensor shift stabilization, which is really cool, which is what we saw first on the iPhone 12 Pro Max. The other thing of note with the iPhone 17 Air is the connectivity chip, which is Apple's own N1 chip, which is going to be managing your Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, AirDrop, personal hotspot, these type of connections. And again, I will say, just based on the efficiency I had with the iPhone 16e when being out and about and tethering it via hotspot to my iPad Pro or my MacBook or any other device that I've used, right? It's been a really efficient experience. And just judging from that, I think the iPhone 17 Air is really going to be fine. But I'm really curious to check this out and test it out for myself. I can't wait to take this camera and test it out and also just test out the efficiency. Because I know Apple was like, here, you have the thin battery pack that you can put on the phone and get up to like 40 hours of battery life. I think without the battery pack, it should be all day battery. Last but not least, the 17 Pro and 17 Pro Max. One thing I'm really happy about is the fact that they have the same camera system, which is awesome because I think it just makes it easy, right? You just pick the size that's going to suit you and you go with the size and battery life that you're expecting. So the 17 Pro and Pro Max improve on the camera system. So not only in this like camera bump, like everybody thought that this was just for camera, but a lot of this is for like the internals as well. They're like shifting around the internals so they can pack in that cooling vapor chamber and also bigger batteries. Matter of fact, I think 39 hours of video playback for the Pro Max and 33 hours for the 17 Pro. That is just wild. To give you an idea, I get about 3 hours of screen time, max 4 in a day. Yeah, I could go for a really long time. I haven't been able to ever go through a 17 or a Pro Max battery through one day. It's just not doable for me. Now, the main key feature with the camera is going to be not only that front 18 megapixel with the same square sensor, right? But on the rear, you get that improved telephoto. All three cameras are 48 megapixel. The telephoto is going to give you up to 8x. But gotta check that out for, you know, in-person reviews. Like I want to test this camera because even on the telephoto of the 16 Pros and stuff, when you go to that 5x, like you really lose a lot of detail and light becomes a big issue. So I really want to see that performance and I will save that for when I actually get the device. Now we can't talk about these without saying like what the heck happened to the black color. I mean, for me personally, even though I don't buy the Pro devices anymore, I just buy them for like reviews and stuff. I love the space black color. And the only place to get that is on the iPhone 17 Air. Or if you liked, let's say, Desert Titanium or any of like the rose gold variants, again, you're going to have to go to the iPhone 17 Air. Now, with the Pro and Pro Max phones, one thing you're always going to get are those Pro features, right? Log recording 2, Gen Log compatibility, Pro RAW. And if all of this just sounds like blah, 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 well, this is probably not suitable for you. This comes with a lot of capabilities that professionals use. And if you're not someone that's going to take advantage of this stuff, look at the iPhone 17. Or if you want to change, look at the iPhone 17 Air because your money is going to be more valuable going to those things that you're actually going to use. One thing I really want to test out with the Pro and Pro Max models is thermal performance. I do this by like gaming for an hour and charging the device and really seeing how it performs when it's at max settings. I don't go by like the benchmark scores and stuff. I want to see whether the vapor chamber is actually going to make a difference. I'm pretty sure it is, because if you look at it structurally, Apple's done a lot of good here with the design change to improve thermals, but we have to wait and see until I can buy all of these phones, and I'm going to be buying these all myself, different colors for the color comparison and everything. So please subscribe. That's all I ask of you, so that way you can see those videos when they come out. And because I buy these devices for myself and to review them, well, you get my honest feedback. It is not swayed by one thing or the other. Thank you so much. I really hope you appreciate this video. And if you did, all I ask is a thumbs up would be awesome so more people can find this video. Comment down below if you do have any specific questions. I will do my best to help. And if you are looking for a good leather case for your iPhone 17 Pro, Pro Max, or Air, well, I have my own leather case that I'm making. I will link that down below as well. Thank you so much. Like always, take care, and I will see you in the next video.